What if 8 short videos could make you look at your home differently tonight? What if a drawer, a school hallway, or a backyard camera held something you can't easily name? You're about to watch 8 clips, each small, each strange, that might shift how you think about the unknown. First clip, a private post from Sandra, grieving after her mother's death. She says the drawer in her mother's dresser kept opening on its own. One evening, she lifts the lid and finds a little music box tucked inside, a handwritten note, and a phone recording she hadn't expected. In the video, the music box plays. Then, faint beneath the tune, a whisper catches the microphone. The uploader compared it to an old voicemail of her mother, noting a striking similarity in cadence and tone. A viewer later posted a comment from someone claiming to be a psychic who pointed at an old ring as a connection, presented as a viewer claim, not verification. The moment lands hard because grief is already raw. The possibility of a last message tugs at you. Could this be a recording placed there earlier? Might the sound be an overlap from another clip on the phone or an artifact from compression or background noise that our ears want to resolve into a familiar voice? We can't know for sure, but when you hear something that resembles someone you love, how do you decide between coincidence and contact? Have you ever heard a loved one's voice where you didn't expect it? Tell us in the comments or send your clip to.
The camera catches a moment where the shapes seem to line up with the child's drawing pinned on the wall, and viewers in the comments noted the eerie match. This clip grabs you because of how visual it is. The echo between a kid's scribble and those dark, standing forms hits a deep place in your imagination. But there are mundane possibilities. A passing person at a frame, backlighting that turns a coat rack into a silhouette, or even a double exposure effect from the camera could create that look. Abandoned buildings have weird light. They have weird acoustics. There are also places people bring friends to explore, to film, to prank. No matter the cause, the image lingers, 2 tall shadows matching a child's drawing. If that doesn't make the hair on your neck stand up, what will? A security cam in Indonesia, location listed as indefinido, does something cameras sometimes do and not others. It freezes a slice of motion. The footage shows a pedestrian crossing the frame, but for a fraction of a second, only the lower limbs are visible. No torso, no head, just the lower limbs gliding. It looks like someone donned a pair of walking limbs and nothing else. The clip is brief, and several people in the thread called it a digital glitch, compression artifact, dropped frame, or a problem with the camera's shutter. Another possibility is a partial occlusion, something in front of the person blocking the upper body just long enough to trick the eye. Still, there's an unnerving feeling watching a body that's been reduced to motion without identity. When technology fails us like that, the gap invites stories. A woman returns to her car in a dim parking lot. Her camera records the soft click of the trunk and the scrape of shoes on gravel. Then, clear and insistent on the audio track, someone says, "Hello." She freezes. She turns the camera, scans the lot. Nothing visible. No other footsteps. The voice is neither a whisper nor a muffled noise. It's a plain human hello caught by her car's dash camera. Possible explanations: a passerby off camera, a phone call playing from a nearby vehicle, or audio bleed from a radio or storefront. It could even be a microphone picking up a distant conversation and compressing it in weird ways. Yet for the uploader, it felt like an address, an attempt to get attention that never materialized in sight. How many times have you heard your name when no one called it? The clip plays on that common unease. A backyard camera captures a shadow that moves with impossible speed. The feed shows a fence line and a narrow strip of yard. One second, there's a still lawn. The next, a dark form streaks across the frame and vanishes behind the bushes. It's fast, too fast for a human. Viewers split between an animal explanation and something more troubling. Raccoons, opossums, and stray cats can cross a camera's view line in a blink, especially at night. A car's passing headlights or a low-flying branch blown by wind could also create the illusion of a high-speed shadow. The video's uploader labeled it an unknown, leaving the debate open.
Sometimes the simplest solution, an animal dashing for a hiding spot, wins out, but sometimes a video resists tidy answers. Back inside, a quieter domestic moment. Lucia wakes to the sound of something moving in the night. Later that morning, she finds a small statue, an ornament she keeps on a hallway table, shifted several feet from where it was the night before. The security clip for the hall shows no one passing by during the hours in question. The statue sits in a new spot, as if someone took it and gently placed it down. Explanations? Houses settle. Vibration from a passing truck could nudge a movable object inch by inch over time. A pet could have toppled an object and moved it without being clearly seen. A prank from a well-meaning friend could also account for it. Or, as some commenters speculate, occasional tiny disturbances are the kind of things human attention and superstition will attach meaning to, especially when we've just been startled awake. Whatever shifted that statue, for Lucia, it became a moment where the ordinary turned a little uncanny. Last in our 8, a birthday cake, laughter, a camera on the table. The candles flicker. No one leans over. The room is still. Then, one by one, the candles go out. A faint pop is heard on the audio track, like someone exhaling, but no head leans close to the flame. The clip shows faces, surprise, and confusion. Partygoers insist no one blew the candles. Possible non-paranormal explanations are many: a gust from a nearby air vent, a draft caused by an opening door, or a hidden breeze from someone moving just out of frame. There's also the small possibility of a deliberate trick caught on a shaky camera. It's a short, domestic, uncanny moment, little, intimate, and oddly disconcerting. Across these 8 clips, a pattern forms, small intrusions into everyday life that make ordinary spaces stop feeling ordinary. The tone shifts from personal sorrow to sudden fear to the uncanny and back to home. Each clip offers an image you can't easily explain and a handful of plausible, prosaic alternatives. That's important. None of these videos proves anything beyond what the camera recorded: light, sound, motion. Interpretation rides on what you bring, your memories, your fears, your belief in what might be possible. So what should you take away? First, cameras are imperfect witnesses. They edit the world in ways our eyes do not. Compression, frame rate, lighting, perspective, all of these can turn a passerby into a ghost or a gust of wind into intention. Second, emotion shapes meaning. When grief sits behind a video, like Sandra's, every ambiguous sound becomes freighted with meaning. That's not exploitation, that's human. Treating those moments with respect matters.
Third, some events simply resist neat explanations, and that space between evidence and interpretation is where curiosity lives. It's where you and the community become co-investigators. If tonight's videos change the way you see a hallway or a dresser drawer, that's the core of what we promised. Ordinary things can feel less ordinary when caught on camera. They don't necessarily prove an afterlife or hauntings. They do, however, remind us how thin the line is between what we expect and what we notice. If you have a clip that left you unsettled or a personal encounter you think belongs on this list, send it to email. Share what happened. Tell us why it mattered. We'll watch with the same balance: curious, careful, and respectful. If these 8 moments made you look twice at a corner of your life, like and subscribe for more videos that explore the strange and the ambiguous. Send your footage to email, and we might feature your clip next. For Sandra and anyone who's lost someone, may those memories bring comfort as you decide what to believe. Thanks for watching. Keep your cameras rolling and your skepticism close.